Hello one and all, this is game 3 of the first matchup in round 5. NeutralKotic versus ducK, and there just really aren't words to describe the epicness of their game so far.
I think epic's a pretty good word.
Epic's about the best I got. These guys have been playing a lot together, and you can tell they know how to play each other. We've seen them both get to tier 3 2 games in a row, I think. Having to
I think
recollect.
last game was the first time we've seen Ultralists on the field.
Not the first time, but the first time they were in there, you know, for real instead of like for fun. um, so I have no idea. I don't
We
even
should
know.
introduce ourselves.
I'm Nick Cervantes Brown,
I'm Steven Crazian Liu.
and man, I'm just the combination of sleep exhaustion and a minor cold, and those last 2 games have fried my brain. Power legs.
I think Josh is talking about charge a lot.
And I'm just going to follow this overlord as it slowly scouts in the correct direction.
Although Josh has definitely got a correct scout too, and he, unlike I, will not be walling off both sides of this
I'm glad
entrance.
you brought it up because I definitely was going to.
I don't think I'll ever live that down.
I
I
don't
thought it was
think
a good
so.
idea at the time.
It was a good attempt if you're going to try and do that sort of thing. So I'm going to spend some time over here with this layout. I hope it can avoid the bloodshed of the previous 2 games. I guess I wasn't watching that very carefully, but I think ducK got to 200 supply at least once in that last game.
ducK did get to 200 supply. Josh was around 150 at his highest.
Look at this beautiful layout. Overmade drones. He did have somewhere in the neighborhood of 70 drones, I believe.
I think he's talking about this game right now.
Well, it does look like he's got quite a few there. And the spawning pool coming down. Looks like ducK is again going to go with the Spanicia while opening. His one-time variation did not go so well in that first game. Let me bring up my production tab there. Sorry, everybody. Like I said, melted brain. So I don't know what to expect from these guys, but we've seen some pretty fairly standard unit compositions, I guess, but in numbers and in execution in a way that we have not seen in the LIG. My strat is to kill all your buildings.
You know, I would say that's a fairly good strategy.
It's usually one that I mix in, or at least one that I transition to at some point.
You know, usually I just go for all the unit kills. I don't go for buildings generally.
Yeah, keep killing units until he doesn't have enough money to make any more.
As proven by my game against you, when I left your dark shrine standing after killing the pylon.
Oh,
not my best moment.
That was not mine either. I'm not sure why proxy dark shrine seemed like a good idea at the time. In any case, ducK gets to fly over.
Maybe we'll see some dark. Maybe we'll see some DT actually. I mean, we've seen every other unit from Josh.
Oh, we haven't seen any air units actually.
Oh, actually, that's a good point. Well, unless you count the Observer.
And I know he's been playing with Phoenix Harass in the last week or 2. Well, I don't count Observer. It's not really a combat unit. So I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Well, it looks like he's throwing down 2 gateways, so I'm saying we're going to go with another ground army, probably, which, you know, if something worked once, should probably stick with that.
Where do you see 2 gateways?
Well, I saw their outline. It looks like he decided not to make them. So I'm going to have to take that back.
He is floating a ton of minerals. I think 2 gateways would be a good investment right about now.
He might be instead thinking for the early expand. ducK has a drone just sort of hanging out in Josh's natural, and Josh is going to go send a zealot to go deal with that. I'm not sure what was going on there. Macro hatch? I think he meant to say proxy hatch, but alas. Because as we can see, there is no macro hatch. Trying to see if expand it.
This is Josh's almost. It's almost his Nexus first build that he was talking about.
And here we go. Now we have 2 gateways and a robo going down all in a row. Josh let his minerals just build up crazy high. I'm not sure what he was waiting for.
So he did the 3-gate robo expand backwards.
Yeah, something to that effect. And
Matt's got 24 Zerglings about to pop in. Whew.
I once again do not know what to do with 24 Zerglings coming up. You can't stop him on this ramp, and you can't really stop him around both of these, especially with only
Might have
one
just
sentry.
pull back and force field off the top of his main.
Yeah, it would be a tragedy to lose your natural that early, and ducK isn't building anything right now. Okay, there's the hatch, but he has quite a few minerals. Maybe he missed a few injects there or something. I was not watching too closely. I wouldn't be surprised if both these guys are just mentally exhausted, though. I mean, that's 2 half-hour games that were just
Oh no, Matt's
incredibly
going
back
for
and forth.
Banelings.
Oh my gosh, Banelings, one of Matt's very favorite strategies, and oh so effective against these gateway armies.
Hey Nick, I got a call. You keep going.
Okay, I will continue on. And there's the Stargate. The one thing I said we hadn't seen yet, called that one, and that is going to counter Banelings beautifully if Josh and Bet goes Void Ray all in. But we shall see what happens next. I am at the point of just about giving up calling what these guys are going to do. We have a couple more Stalkers coming in, and ducK is just sitting on these Zerglings, and now he's getting a macro hatch. And the Zerglings are running back and forth and hanging out. Looks like they're preparing for an early harass. And we see the evolution chamber coming in. I didn't see a roach warren, so we don't think, and Steven did not mute himself, so we get to listen to one side of his conversation.
Okay.
Matt gets his transfer. Josh continues to bring in a few ground units, and we have a Phoenix on the field now.
Okay, I gotta go.
And another Phoenix coming in. So I guess we're not seeing the Void Ray all in, but instead a Phoenix harass. Oh man, and I just I guess he's gonna scout for sneak expands. 2 mini drones at the second. Yeah, it looks like he may have over transferred, probably in a rush there. Both players are pulling even with harvesters.
Sorry about that. I am back.
Yeah, we could hear you a little bit.
Oh, dang it. I'm sorry. I thought I walked far away.
And ducK is just sitting on a load of Zerglings right now. I think we're going to just see a massive Baneling ball run straight at the natural. Meanwhile, while you were gone, you missed the Stargate come in, which I called. But all he's made so far are Phoenixes, which are not going to be very effective against Zerglings. Though likewise, Zerglings aren't going to do a whole lot against the Phoenixes. So we might be a little bit of an impasse.
The difference is that Zerglings can attack buildings while Phoenixes cannot.
Yes, this is very true. Oh, and a little curious layout. I'm going to spend some time with this layout. Wants to see what these floating mechanical wonders are. Okay, back to the game. And, oh, and there it is. 38 Banelings on their way. 39. ducK is bringing them in as fast as he can. Now we see why he was building up some money earlier. Because he was doing a mass Baneling warp-in.
This is gross.
Centrifugal hooks coming in, ground melee attacks, ground carapace. He is making a couple of hardy little bombs. And you know, Josh's army isn't really well suited for dealing with this. He has 3 sentries, which, you know, could ostensibly hold off the Banelings for a little while, but not that many Banelings.
I think Josh is just...
The Phoenixes are moving out now. He might get the early scout on the Banelings, which could be really crucial.
I'm sure Josh...
And there it is. He sees the massive Banelings. Matt decides it's time. He's moving out. Will Josh have enough time to counter this? Oh my gosh. And
I do not see this ending well.
Josh is trying to... He's got to micro these Phoenixes to make them do anything. So I don't know how he's going to react to all these Banelings. Oh, he's running his army down. Oh, pull back. Oh my god.
Oh god. Thank god these Banelings
Force fields. Where are the force fields? He needs force fields so bad. Oh, he stopped some of them. Matt pulls back. He's just going to wait because Josh doesn't have enough sentries to do this indefinitely. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's happening anymore. The Phoenixes,
Josh did take out a couple.
The Phoenixes are just hanging out in Matt's base. Matt's not making anything. Josh isn't making anything.
Oh god.
And the Banelings get by. Oh, all the Stalkers are gone. And now these Zerglings have the run of the place. Meanwhile, Josh is getting his third. I don't think this Overlord can see it. So, yeah, the natural is gone. Meanwhile,
this is almost a base race, but Josh can't attack buildings.
Josh cannot attack buildings. He really needs to do something about these Zerglings and Banelings, which he is warping in Zealots. Actually, got rid of most of the Banelings there.
That was a smart
Oh,
move.
wow, he's...
I mean, he couldn't do anything.
And there's the GG. Well, that was a much different
Anticlimactic.
game than the first two, but another excellently and interestingly played one from these two.